I am not cutting off my ex just because you are insecure. So I accepted a London promotion without telling her and watched her world collapse. I am Ethan, 29M, software engineer at a tech company, been with my girlfriend Vanessa, 27F, for 3 years. She works in marketing and we have been living together for the past year and a half. Here is the thing that has been eating at me. Vanessa stayed really close with her ex-boyfriend Ryan. I am talking daily texting, phone calls when he has problems, meeting up for coffee whenever he needs support. At first I thought, okay, maybe they are just friends, but the frequency was weird, man. Like she had dropped our plans if Ryan needed to talk about his job stress or dating issues. 2 years ago, I got offered a promotion that would move me to our London office. Great opportunity, significant pay bump, chance to lead a team. I was excited to tell Vanessa, thinking we could start fresh somewhere new together. Her response, I cannot leave right now. Ryan's going through a really difficult time with his breakup. He needs me here for support. I figured, okay, maybe the timing was bad. I turned it down. Last year, another London opportunity came up. Even better position. Basically my dream job. Again, excited to share the news. Again, Vanessa said she couldn't move because Ryan was dealing with anxiety about his new relationship and needed her friendship to stay stable. When I asked if she saw a pattern here, she said, you are being ridiculous. I am not cutting off my friendships just because you are jealous. The breaking point came 3 months ago. We were talking about our future, maybe getting engaged, and I brought up how I felt like Ryan always came first. Vanessa lost it. She said I was controlling and insecure and that healthy relationships don't involve eliminating friendships with exes. She said if I couldn't handle her having male friends, maybe I wasn't mature enough for a serious relationship. That hurt. Not gonna lie. Made me question if I was actually being unreasonable. I started wondering if maybe I was the problem, but then I noticed she never asked Ryan to tone down his constant need for her attention. She never told him she had a boyfriend who might feel uncomfortable. It was always my feelings that needed to be managed, never his behavior that needed boundaries. My buddy Marcus from work kept telling me this wasn't normal. Dude, my wife talks to her ex maybe twice a year about their kid. Your girl is basically in an emotional relationship with 2 guys. My sister Sarah was even more direct. She is keeping him as backup while expecting you to be grateful for whatever attention she has left over. 3 weeks ago, my boss pulled me into his office. Third, London opportunity. Team-led position, 6-figure salary, chance to work on projects I have been dreaming about. But this time he was frustrated. Ethan, I have been trying to get you promoted internationally for 2 years. This is the last time I am offering. If you turn this down again, I am moving on to other candidates. The company needs people who are committed to growth opportunities. I went home that night planning to have a serious conversation with Vanessa about prioritizing our relationship over her ex's emotional needs. But when I walked in, she was on the phone with Ryan, talking him through some drama with his current girlfriend again. She saw me come in and held up a finger like give me a minute while continuing to counsel her ex about his love life. That is when it hit me. This was my life. This was always going to be my life. She had already chosen who came first, and it wasn't me. I sat there listening to her tell another man that she'd always be there for him, that he could count on her no matter what. Meanwhile, I had been sacrificing career opportunities for 3 years waiting for her to choose us. So I made a decision that is about to change everything, and I haven't told her yet. But first, I need to know, am I crazy for thinking this situation was completely messed up? Or have I been a doormat this whole time? Because what I did next is probably going to end our relationship, and there is no going back. Update 1. Holy shit, guys. The response to my post has been insane. Thanks for confirming. I am not losing my mind. To everyone asking what I decided, buckle up. Sorry for the delay updating. Had to work late every night this week, getting my ducks in a row. Also, my phone screen cracked Monday and just got it fixed. Couldn't type anything longer than a text. So remember that 3rd London opportunity. I accepted it. Didn't discuss it with Vanessa, didn't ask her opinion. Just called my boss back the next morning and said yes. But here is the kicker. I didn't tell her. I figured if she could prioritize Ryan's feelings over our major life decisions, I could make my own choices without running them past her first. I started quietly preparing, updated my passport, researched apartments, began organizing the work visa paperwork. The company gave me 6 weeks to relocate. I used that time to really pay attention to Vanessa's behavior patterns. Jesus Christ. It was worse than I thought. Ryan texted her good morning every day. Every day she would respond with heart emojis and stuff like "hope you have a great day, babe." When I asked about it, she said that is just how we talk. Don't make it weird. He called her at least 4 times a week. Usually when I was home. During our time together, she'd always answer, "Oh, it is just Ryan. He is having issues with his job, Faye girlfriend, family, Faye Watter." Then she would disappear for 30-45 minutes, giving him advice about his life while I sat there watching Netflix alone. The worst part, she started getting annoyed when I had pointed out, like I was the problem for noticing. "You are being clingy lately," she said last week. "Ryan appreciates that I am a good friend. Maybe you should learn what that looks like." 2 weeks ago, we were supposed to go to my company holiday party. Big deal, all the senior management would be there. Good networking opportunity. That morning, Ryan called in crisis mode. His girlfriend found out he was constantly talking to his ex and threatened to break up with him. He needed Vanessa to meet him for coffee to figure out how to fix this. Vanessa looked at me and said, "I am sorry, babe. I have to help him. You understand, right? This is an emergency." I just stared at her. So his relationship crisis is more important than supporting me at my work event. It is not about importance. It is about being there for someone who needs help. You will have other work parties. That night, I went to the party alone, told everyone she was sick. Spent the evening talking to my future colleagues about London, getting more excited about the move. One of the senior directors pulled me aside and said, "Ethan, we are really counting on you for this international expansion. You are our first choice, but we need someone who is all in." I realized I was already all in. I had been ready to leave for weeks. Meanwhile, Vanessa spent 4 hours with Ryan helping him craft texts to save his relationship with another woman. When she got home, she acted like nothing happened. "How was the party?" "Sorry, I missed it, but Ryan really needed support." Last week, I had a video call with my new London team. Vanessa was out. Guess where? Having lunch with Ryan because he wanted to thank her for being such an amazing friend by taking her somewhere nice. She posted pictures on Instagram, them laughing, him looking at her like she was his girlfriend, her glowing with attention. The comments from her friends were telling, "You two are so cute together, and when are you getting back together already?" She responded with laughing emojis and "we are just friends," but didn't correct anyone or mention having a boyfriend. That is when I realized she was emotionally cheating, even if she didn't call it that. She was getting boyfriend-level emotional intimacy from Ryan while giving me roommate-level priority, and I had been enabling it by sacrificing my career to accommodate her need to play relationship counselor to her ex. 3 days ago, I got my visa approval. Flights are booked for next Friday. I have been accepted for a flat viewing in Canary Wharf this weekend via video call. My new boss sent me a welcome package with London guidebooks and restaurant recommendations, but I still haven't told Vanessa I am leaving. Here is why. I want to see how she reacts when the consequences hit. For 3 years, I have been the accommodating boyfriend who adjusts his life around her ex-relationship. I have been Mr. Understanding while she has been Miss Priority Confusion. I am curious what happens when she realizes I stopped asking for permission to live my life. Tonight's the night I tell her. Ryan's supposed to come over for dinner tomorrow because he is going through a rough patch and needs friend support. She asked if I minded cooking for 3 because she wanted to help him feel better. I said sure, no problem. What I didn't say is that Ryan can comfort eat alone because I will be apartment hunting in London on FaceTime. This is either the smartest thing I have ever done or about to be the most dramatic weekend of my life. Probably both. Will update after I drop the bomb. Update 2 guys. What the actual hell? I thought I knew what I was dealing with. I was so wrong, been crazy busy. Flew to London Thursday for apartment viewings. Got back yesterday. Wi-Fi in the hotel was garbage, so couldn't update until now. Wednesday night, I told Vanessa about the job. Not asked, told. I accepted the London position. I leave Friday for apartment hunting, and I move permanently in 3 weeks. The look on her face, like someone had slapped her with reality. What? When did you apply? We didn't discuss this. Same way you didn't discuss prioritizing Ryan's comfort over my career for 3 years. I made a decision that works for me. She went full panic mode, started crying, asking how I could make such a huge choice without including her. I said, The same way you included me when deciding Ryan's emotional needs outweighed my work events, date nights, and career opportunities. That is completely different. Ryan's my friend. He needs support, and I am your boyfriend who needed you to choose us over him. You chose him. Now I am choosing me. She begged me to reconsider, promised we could work on boundaries with Ryan. Too little, too late. I told her I was done being the third wheel in my own relationship. Thursday morning, she drove me to the airport still crying, asking if we could pause the relationship until she figured things out. I said we could pause it permanently because I was done waiting for her to figure out basic loyalty. London was incredible, by the way. Found an amazing flat overlooking the Thames, signed the lease, met my new team. Everything felt right in a way my life hadn't for years. But here is where it gets insane. When I landed back in Chicago yesterday, I had 47 missed calls and about 200 text messages. Not from Vanessa, from her friend Jessica, my sister Sarah, even my buddy Marcus. Everyone trying to reach me about the situation. Turns out, while I was in London, Ryan made his move. Wednesday night, after I left for the airport, he came over for their planned dinner, brought wine, flowers, to thank Vanessa for being such an incredible friend. She was emotional from our fight, vulnerable, probably feeling abandoned. According to Jessica, who heard this from Vanessa, Ryan told her he had always regretted their breakup, that watching her be so caring and loyal made him realize she was the one who got away. He said he had been slowly trying to win her back this whole time, that the constant contact wasn't about needing support, it was about staying connected until she realized they belonged together. Then he kissed her. But wait, it gets better. Vanessa, apparently in shock, asked him about his current girlfriend. Ryan laughed and said he had been planning to break up with her anyway, that she was just a placeholder while he waited for Vanessa to be available again. That is when Vanessa realized she had been played. Ryan hadn't been the loyal friend needing support. He had been systematically undermining our relationship while positioning himself as her emotional safe space. Every crisis, every need for support, every time she chose him over me, it was manipulation, not friendship. She kicked him out, then spent Thursday night calling me crying, getting voicemail because I was on a plane. Left messages begging me to call back, saying she finally understood what I had been trying to tell her, that she was sorry for not seeing Ryan's real agenda. By Friday, when she couldn't reach me, she drove to my office. My boss told her I was out of the country on business. She asked when I would be back, and he said permanently, he will not. Ethan relocated to London for a promotion. That is when it hit her. I wasn't coming back. This wasn't a dramatic gesture. It was my actual life now. Sarah told me Vanessa called her sobbing Saturday, begging for my London contact information. Said she needed to apologize, to explain that she finally saw how wrong she had been, that she wanted to fight for us. Sarah, bless her, said, he spent 3 years fighting for you while you made him compete with your ex for basic respect. He is done fighting. He is building a life with people who choose him first. I called Vanessa yesterday when I got home and got my SIM card working. She was devastated, kept saying she was sorry, that she never meant for things to go so far with Ryan, that she thought they were really just friends. I said, Vanessa, you chose him over me every single time, when he needed you versus when I needed you, when his comfort versus my concerns, when his timeline versus our future. You taught me exactly where I stood. But I love you. I want to fix this. You love the security I provided while you explored emotional connection with someone else. That is not the same thing. She asked if she could visit London, if we could try long distance. If there was any way to save this, I told her the truth. I am not angry anymore, but I am done. I spent 3 years asking her to choose us, and she chose him every time until he showed his true colors. I am not interested in being someone's second choice when they finally realize their first choice was using them. Moving back to Chicago on Saturday to pack up my stuff and say goodbye to friends. Start my London life officially in 2 weeks. Vanessa said she is not giving up, that she will prove she has changed. I hope she finds happiness, genuinely, but she will not find it with me. Some lessons you learn too late, and some opportunities don't come around again. This one doesn't. Final update, been getting DMs asking how things turned out, so figured I would give you guys closure since you helped me realize I wasn't crazy. London's been incredible. Got promoted to senior engineer 6 months after moving, bought a flat in Canary Wharf last year. The Thames view is worth every penny. Work's challenging, team's brilliant, And I love the city. I am dating someone, Emma, 28F. She is a product manager at a fintech startup. Met her at a networking event 8 months ago. What is different? She naturally respects boundaries. Never had to explain why I wouldn't be comfortable if she was constantly texting an ex. She just doesn't do things that would disrespect our relationship. Wild concept, right? Last month, Emma mentioned her ex from university wanted to meet up for coffee when he was in town. Her exact words, "I told him no thanks. I am in a relationship and you are important to me. I don't need closure or friendship with someone from my past when I am building a future with you." That is what it looks like when someone chooses you. As for Vanessa, buckle up. She reached out about 6 months ago. Long email explaining how much she had grown, how therapy helped her realize she had been seeking validation through male attention, how sorry she was for not appreciating what we had. Turns out, life hit her hard after I left. Ryan lasted exactly 3 weeks after I moved to London. Once he realized Vanessa was actually available, he lost interest. Classic chase psychology. He wanted her when she was taken, but when she was free and interested, the thrill disappeared. He started making excuses to avoid hanging out, then just ghosted entirely. Vanessa's job performance suffered while she was dealing with the emotional fallout. She had been spending so much time managing Ryan's drama that she had neglected her actual career. Got passed over for promotion twice. Eventually had to take a lower position just to keep employment. The financial stress was real. She had been splitting costs with me for years. Suddenly had to cover full rent alone. Moved back in with roommates. Then eventually back with her parents when she couldn't afford London-level rent in Chicago anymore. But here is the kicker. She wanted to visit London and see if we could reconnect. Said she had learned her lessons about priorities and commitment. I was polite but clear. I wished her well, but I had moved on completely. Wasn't interested in revisiting a situation that took years to escape from. She didn't take it well. Started commenting on my Instagram posts about how London looked lonely, how career success meant nothing without someone to share it with. I blocked her. Last I heard through mutual friends. She is still single, still living with her parents, working an entry-level marketing job. Not trying to be cruel, that is just the reality of burning bridges with people who were genuinely committed to you. Emma and I are talking about moving in together next month. She has met my family via video calls. They love her, planning to visit Chicago at Christmas so she can meet everyone properly. Life's good when you are with someone who naturally chooses you instead of someone you have to convince to prioritize your relationship. To anyone dealing with a partner who calls your reasonable boundaries controlling or insecure, they are telling you they want permission to cross those boundaries. When someone shows you who they are through their choices, believe them the first time. Don't sacrifice your career waiting for someone to figure out basic loyalty. The right person knows how to respect your relationship without needing a manual. That is it. Chapter closed. Time to get ready for Sunday brunch with Emma. She found this amazing place in Notting Hill that does proper British breakfast. London's calling. And I am finally home.